All right. How you guys doing today? Let's get rocking. Hey, what's up, Mortar? Episode 100. Woohoo! It's true. Hold on a second. Need to share this. Share. Yay! No, I didn't. Okay, hold on. Post. Boom. How you guys doing? Happy Monday. All right. Let's see. I want to share this to my page too. To a page. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Okay. I'm done sharing. Sharing is caring. All right, you guys. How's it going? So I figured on my 100th episode, I'd do a Halloween-themed zombie punk rocker from Adam Munoa. So here's the concept. And I love that he's got a Dead Kennedys pin on his jacket. So it's quite appropriate. Anyway, yeah, I thought we'd get started here. What's up, John? Thanks for joining me today. Episode 100. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Okay, let's hide the floor. Mortar, I think, so I want to render him in Blender. So I might do Blender hair. I haven't done it much, so I'm not sure exactly. But I want to sculpt them all in here and then take it over and render it over there. Just for fun. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. And I was going to do, just like I was having fun last week using Sculptors Pro, so I think I'm going to do some Sculptors Pro fun this time. So, hey, what's up, me? How's it going? Hey, what's up, Neil? Welcome, welcome. And thank you so much. Always appreciate the links, my friend. Okay. So, with this guy, I was thinking about blocking out... I love how it's a skull with ears. You know, it's a full-on skull, but it's got ears and skin and all that stuff. So, I'm probably going to take him into asymmetry pretty soon after I get going. So, we'll see how it goes. Hey, what's up, T? All right. For this front piece, I think I am going to insert a sphere. And I will not be streaming next Monday because I'll be moving. I'm finally moving. Pretty excited about that. All right, I don't know what this piece is going to be doing. I might just... let's see. This one's a little confusing. How's it going, Phil? Let's split this off, subdivide it down, and then I'm just going to start squishing it around to start. I'm making this kind of jaw-ish piece, or not jaw, the the upper, like cheek and stuff. You know, I wasn't sure if I would be sculpting today or not. I couldn't remember what I had told Pixelogic on my calendar, so I almost didn't go live today. I'm glad I did. But if I was thinking, I would have made a little bit bigger deal out of it being my 100th episode. Hey, what's up, Chris? How's it going? It's going great. Okay. And yes, I still have this cold that's just holding on forever. Okay. Something like that. I love how his upper jaw is just kind of sticking out like a snow, like a cow catcher on the front of a train. Something like that. Pretty cool. I really like Adam's designs. He does lots of saturated colors. I'm a big fan of his stuff. Right, Mortar? Yep. I know, Neil. I'm living out of boxes still, so I couldn't find my Bob Ross hair. I have some somewhere. I think it's in storage. Sorry to disappoint, man. All right, let's see. Looks like a duck, kind of, doesn't it? Hey, what's up, Warren? How's it going? Let's use this clay buildup a bit. Man, that's pretty fast. Hey, Alex, how's it going? Greetings from Russia. Thank you. Glad you could join me today. Or yeah, well, like I said, I wasn't crazy prepared for it. Like, oh man, what am I gonna do? What's up, Stefano? Yep, undead punk rocker, something like that. A lot of fun. I need to pull these the cheek back a little bit more. I think this was from Inktober. I can't remember what the theme was for it. Oh, nice, Warren. That's great. Congrats, man. That's really cool. Celebrate. What's up, Tenchi? Yeah, it's going good for me too. I'm moving this weekend, so no stream next Monday, but I should be back after that. Okay, let's see. This one will be a stretch too. Is this one? No. Okay. I got an error that I had subdivision levels, but I don't, so I didn't know what was going on there. Yep. Moving to a new place. So I can finally get my studio back. I'm excited. Finally get a better camera, you know, set on my webcam again. Hey, what's up, Angry? How's it going? Let's see. Oh, this is ornament. Ah, okay. Thank you, Neil. All right. That makes sense. He's all like, you know, pierced up. All right, I'm subdividing this down. This is going to be tricky for sure. So Yeah, right, Warren. Something behind me. Yeah, or to the side of me or wherever I end up putting my camera. I want to do a like a second camera that's over the shoulder. So it's kind of like some B-roll stuff so you can see my hand on the screen. Maybe that I can switch back and forth from. What's a great Zbrush Noob Tip? Let's see. What would be a good noob tip? I would say well, let's see. What would be a good one? The first lesson in my course that I teach online is I give away my project. So, and I say always start with this project. It comes with the ruler, this right here. Always start with this project because what it'll do is it'll set up ZBrush to be the proper scale, and then go from there. So, and you don't have to use my project. You can use some of the projects that are inside of here. Like if you go to projects, you can start with this Dynamesh sphere, for example. There's a lot of these in here that are correct scale. So you can start, like I said, you could start with this Dynamesh sphere. You can start with my ruler project. I give this away for free over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. Then load and save tools into ZBrush and out of ZBrush rather than projects. And the reason I say that is because projects can get huge, and projects are also very good for saving your settings. So if you adjust your brushes and things like that and you like them, you can save your project out and it will remember those settings when you start it up again. And then you can bring your tools into those. So that's how I work. So I recommend doing that. Okay, I'm gonna grab the snake hook brush and turn on Sculptors Pro. Oh, subdivision levels, okay. Let's turn this on. There we go. Just because I want to start dragging this chin out. Hey, what's up, Night Shadow? They're on hold for a minute until I move to my new place, so I can get my production value back up. So there's not this white background. I did the last few with this white background, and it kind of has this echoey microphone as well, and I just rather do it right the first time. So I'm holding off a little bit till I get moved. Then but I have the plans are in place, so that part is good. How many basic type brush I have to get used to for a beginner? So the only brushes you really need are the move brush. So this move brush right here, hiding and showing objects, masking. Those are like the core things that you need to know. Hiding and showing objects, masking, polygroups, and then the move brush, the smooth brush is really all you need. And then all the rest of them just kind of do what you need to do, like inflate and detail and that kind of stuff. These are all about on the same level. But you'll notice that I mostly use the move brush. A snake hook brush is kind of a different type of version of the move brush. The move brush doesn't work with Sculptors Pro. It does. It just moves the stuff around, but it does not add new geometry like the snake hook brush does. How can we calculate the price of a model? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that question. You mean if you were to sell someone a model for freelancing, or if you're buying a model, if you're printing a model, what do you mean pricing a model? Okay. Just gonna kind of pull this out. I'm about to buy a new PC from Puget Systems. Have you ever heard of? I have not heard of them. Sorry. So, the advice that I could give you with buying a new machine, if you're going to be using it for sculpting, CPU matters with ZBrush, and RAM and GPU matter less. So ZBrush is a very CPU heavy system. So the more threads you have, the better. Nice. Have I ever tried just sculpting with only the polyframe color and no wireframe? I have. I like showing the wireframe because I like, specifically in Sculptors Pro mode, because I like to see the detail that my mesh level is at when I'm sculpting. So I know that I'm not going too crazy with it or too light with it. Higher than quad, no, that should be good. Grim, that should be good. 8 cores are fine. I'm just saying it's better, it's better to go with as many threads as you can versus not, like, you know, versus just 4 threads. It's better to go with 8 if you can afford it and pull it off. Okay, let's see here. Turn this down a little bit. And I'm going to pull this chin out. This chin sticks clear out and I love it. This is hilarious. I always love models or concepts that make me laugh when I'm modeling it. Like this guy is just, I love the shapes. Adam also did a really cool Joker, and I almost modeled that Joker instead of this guy. Just because I thought it was, I love the shapes, it's really well done. Okay, I'm gonna go to Sculptors Pro mode with this one as well. Whoop. Okay, I need to make sure I don't have lower subdivisions on. I'm probably not going to sculpt the hair in here, but I will add the hair somehow, some way. I'm not sure if I'll use fiber mesh inside of ZBrush or some hair stuff in Blender. I want to render him out in Blender. Render Blender. So I might do the hair over there. I'm not sure. I know. That's kind of why I went away from not doing the Joker, is because, you know, everybody's doing a Joker. But this one is not the Joker from the movie. This is just its own thing, his own design. Here, I gotta pull it up and show you guys because it's really good. So check this out. See that? So I love his Joker. It's not the one from the movie. It's just a Joker, and it's really well done. I love the pointy nose and the chin, and just this tiny head and this little wispy hair. Really cool. So this is Adam's Instagram page, which is right here at Adam Munoa, at Munoa13. So this will be back on YouTube. Pixelogic will put this on YouTube after I'm done, and if you want to find it, the best way to find it is to go to do a Google search for ZBrush Live, and then you can click on this first link right here. And you can actually watch these over on ZBrush Live. So we're live right here. Okay. And if you go to Schedule or Presenters, if you go to Presenters, you'll find me right here, top left. You can click on Past, Broadcast, and Schedule. And you can see all of the past episodes. So yes, this is episode 100. So yay, episode 100. So this is last week's episode and the week before that. So you can go and watch a bunch of my past episodes right here. Okay, so this one will be up, and these I'll just link to YouTube. So they put them up on YouTube. So you can check those out. Okay, so let's make sure. I'm just gonna smooth over this. You know what, Evie? That reminds me, I need to turn that back on. So if you go to quick save, rest duration, max quick save files, I'm going to change this down to 5. This takes, so the maximum duration, I'm under preferences, quick save. I'm going to change this to every 15 minutes. Whoops. And then rest duration in minutes. And you can turn on skip history, which will make your file sizes smaller. And then this is the amount of quick saves it will store on your computer before it starts to cycle through them again. Okay, and then if your machine is just getting too full, you can hit delete quick save files. I'm going to do that right now. And that'll just clean it up. So now it should save every 15 minutes. And it doesn't really crash on me at all. And no, knock on wood. But I haven't had much problem with crashing. Okay, speaking of which, I'm going to save this out. Adam Sco. Adam. Punk Zombie. Okay. Thanks, Warren. Crazy, it's been 100, huh? Whoops. What? What? I changed this to a groom brush. Okay, there we go. I'm like, what? What kind of groom brush is happening? Okay. Now, if you guys can help me remember where I can change the Sculptors Pro mode to stick to, I think it's under brush. Was it under brush? To stick to a single size triangle. Can you guys help me remember that? I'm trying to recall. I can't remember if it's under stroke, Sculptors Pro, sub. Oh, I think it's this right here. Okay. Let's go over to a brush that has it on. Adaptive size. I think that's it. Adaptive size. Okay, so let's go. Subdivide size. Maybe 0.5. Let's try that. There we go. That's good. Maybe a little smaller. I found it. Okay, let's go 0.4. Try that. Okay, looks like we're at 0.4. All right, 3D art, thanks. Thanks for joining me. All right, glad you could make it. Let's do, I'm gonna put a neck on this guy and just insert a sphere. And then I'm gonna spin it around. It's funny because I've sculpted another one of Adam's, well, a few of Adam's designs. And since Sculptors Pro is still on, it's given me this kind of this breakdown here. And I did a skull. I did a screaming skull, which was funny. It's funny that it's kind of doing, I'm sculpting another one. I guess he does good screaming skulls. Something that you'd see on a heavy metal cover or something. All right. And what I love about using Sculptors Pro is see how it's got some of these details in here, like this neck muscle and these spine bumps on the back and that kind of stuff. It's fun because I can kind of get in there. It's fun but dangerous because yeah, Neil, you're right. Yeah, Adam did the warble concept. He did. Okay, so I think I want to connect these two first though. let's connect them together. So I'm just going to Dynamesh them. Usually I do a stitch, but I'm just going to Dynamesh them this time. Why not? Because I can, and it's easy. Let's see what 128 gives us. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Dynamesh. Put these in the same subtool. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to, when I put this neck muscle in here, I want it to kind of go up into the skull a little bit. Let me turn this down. It's pretty heavy. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go from like where the ear would be and then kind of crisscross diagonally down to his throat here. Then you can just smooth it down. Stubborn Funky Donkey. Reminds me of that Wonky Donkey book. So the question is, do you think a Cintiq really makes a difference for a professional artist, or is it unnecessary gimmick and Intuos is more than enough for everything? Yes, an Intuos is more than enough for everything. So what a Cintiq will give you over a Intuos, a tablet of any type, any brand, it doesn't matter. But what a monitor type tablet will give you is speed. So what I mean by speed is it's not going to make you a better artist. Okay, you can. It's not a crutch. It's not going to help you be a better artist or anything like that, in my opinion. Okay, some other people might have other opinions, but this is my opinion. It will just make you faster because when you're using a tablet and you're looking at a screen, there's kind of an offset, right? There's a disconnect between you and the screen. So when you're going to do a stroke, say along an eyebrow or something like that, when you're trying to use a tablet, even if you're using lazy mouse, it's kind of more of guesswork and you do it slower or you have to do it several times. Whereas on a Cintiq, it's one-to-one and your connection to the screen is one-to-one. So that stroke will happen most likely the first time. Not always, but most likely the first time. So that's kind of the difference, and that's how it will speed you up. And also your hand will get in the way. So you have to kind of move your head and look around because your hand is on top of the screen, and sometimes you'll have to get inventive as far as like how you orient your model and move it around so it doesn't get in the way as much. I hope that answers your question. So it's more about speed than anything. Okay, I'm going to pull this, go back more. The Babu, that I still use my other method, and that's the method that I teach in my workshop, but I like to experiment a lot with other workflows. There's not one way to do it, you know. There are several ways to model a character. You can use ZModeler and subdivide. That's kind of the older way to do things. Like traditional box modeling style with subdivision surfaces. I still love to model that way. And then the second way is to do what you're saying, and this is what I teach in my course, is use primitive object, use ZRemesher, stitch them together, ZRemesh them again, and just keep going. Another way is to use Dynamesh and along with ZRemesh and just keep kind of go back and forth that way. And then the way I'm using now is Sculptors Pro. And Sculptors Pro, the reason I like that is because it's the closest to traditional sculpting, and it just kind of lets you wander on your own really, really easily as far as like, you know, just experimenting and putting in stuff. But I don't recommend this to new users because it can get very messy very quickly. So I kind of advise I say you play with Sculptors Pro for sure, but when you're first starting out, I don't advise you to try Sculptors Pro to begin with, because it will lead to a warbly surface really quickly. Yep, an XP pen display. Yeah, just okay. That's my last piece of advice as far as a tablet is concerned. Whatever you do, try and use some sort of a tablet with pressure sensitivity. It doesn't matter what it is or what brand it is or how cheap it is, how expensive it is. It doesn't matter. Just find a tablet with pressure sensitivity and you'll be good. Even if it's a bamboo or whatever, it doesn't matter. Just please don't sculpt with a mouse, because with a mouse, it's either on or it's off. It's a click. So when you're sculpting with a mouse, for example, if I'm doing this clay buildup and I try to sculpt with this, that's a 100% stroke, right? It's going to be 100% of the brush. Whereas if I use a pen with sensitivity, I can make my stroke be soft and then dig down in and then soft again. You can't do that with a mouse. Yep, it's just like it would be like having a car with a toggle switch, right? You instead of having a gas pedal, it's like a toggle switch. Either it's on or it's off. And how you couldn't drive a car with a toggle switch. Same goes for sculpting. You don't want to sculpt with a toggle switch, okay? That's my opinion. Mortar, that'd be fun, huh? Oh, Pravin, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Whoa. This still looks like a duck because of this piece. I need to work on this. I'm going to blend these two together. I might blend the jaw into, or in as well, I should say. Because I really want to cut into the back right here to make this thinner. And then you can see how this splits off into an extra little piece. Will the color of it be in red wax? More, yeah. Where do I go to find your ruler tool again? Life Size Dolls, it's in, it's at my website. It's right at the very top of this page, or this stream. You can see it says 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can just go there and it's right on the front page. Just grab the brushes right there. Make this thinner. So I want to try something here. This is a unique feature of Sculptors Pro. I'm going to try it. So you can make stuff disappear, but I need more detail, I think. So let's go... oh, I got subdivide size right here. Okay. Let's do a 0.3. Oh, sorry, Neil. Yeah, links don't work on YouTube. So you might have to just type it in. Hey, Brennan, how's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by, brother. So if you guys don't know who Brennan is, Brennan's another streamer who streams realistic stuff, usually, when he streams. Awesome, awesome sculptor. He's another sculptor here on Pixelogic live stream. All right, let's turn this down. There we go. That's the detail I want in here. Alex, probably. Yeah, I will probably like retopologize it. Okay. So let me try something here. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm trying to cut in and then cut in here. I doubt this is going to work. I think it has to be on an end. So basically what I'm trying to do is if you pull out, it totally looks like an old school tattoo, right? If you bring something out like this and then you smooth it, it will leave, well, hypothetically, it will smooth until it splits. That looks like a spittle or something. Anyway, you can smooth it till it splits, and I was trying to do that, but I don't think it's going to work in this area right here. I'll probably have to use a live Boolean and just cut that out. Something like that. How do you do more detail in a grid area? So you adjust the subdivide size in the Sculptors Pro stroke. So it's under stroke, Sculptors Pro, subdivide size right here. But you have to have adaptive size turned off in order to use that. Okay, so I'm going to do that really quick. I'm going to cut this out just for fun. Here we go. We'll do a live Boolean. Let's do another sphere. Just pop it right there. Split it off. Yeah, ZModeler, I could do ZModeler, but it's a little more difficult because of there's so many faces. You know, it's kind of hard to make it work. Okay, turn on live or local symmetry, and I'm just gonna stretch it out to be this shape that I want here. And then just kind of push it through. Like this. Then over in the subtools, right here, you just turn on this subtract and turn on live Boolean, and it subtracts it through there. See that? Work. Has an issue with Twitch warnings. It was half an hour too late. Oh, really? Sorry about that. And what's cool is live Boolean is live. So that means I can edit this piece while it's still being cut out live. So I can just kind of edit this around. 15 minutes? Crazy. Any chance ZBrush will be available through PayPal in the future? Phil, I don't work for Pixelogic, so I could not answer that question for you. But you could reach out to support at Pixelogic and ask them that question and see what they tell you. When do we need to change lazy pressure settings found in preferences? Alex, I don't use the pressure sensitivity setting on the lazy mouse very much since I'm on a Cintiq, so I'm not sure. Yeah, you can. There's a subscription now. You can subscribe for $39 a month. Hiding a hole with select lasso, delete hidden, then Dynamesh at high res. Yes, Stefano, you can do that sometimes, but the problem is with Dynamesh, sometimes it will fill holes that you don't necessarily want it to fill, right? So it's easier to do a live subdivision, or sorry, a live Boolean like this, because you'll just get better results and you can edit it on the fly. Like I said, a lot of times the Dynamesh fill hole will just kind of do weird stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna make this hole. I want want that hole so I can edit it with Sculptors Pro now. So basically, I'm going to go to Boolean. Where is it at? I think it might be under geometry, maybe subtool. Let's see. There it is. Okay, it's under subtool, Boolean. You just say make Boolean mesh, but I want to allow, well, I don't have dynamic subdivisions turned on, so I'm just going to say make Boolean mesh, and what it does is it makes a brand new, let's see, it should be a piece right here. Looks like it combined everything I had showing together, which is okay, actually. So I can stack, because I wanted to Dynamesh it all together anyway, so it actually stitched all these pieces together, so it's kind of a happy accident. Yeah, I could do it folder style. Do you recommend any other Cintiq brand like XP Pen? I have never used anything other than a Cintiq, so I can't recommend anything. Sorry about that. Okay, so now that this is done, I'm gonna save it as 2. Let's see, Adam Punk Zombie 2. Okay, and then just put it all in the same. And then what I can do is just use smooth. Whoops, turn on symmetry. Okay, and then use smooth and just kind of clean this up. Super easy. Looks like we have a hole there on that one. Can you guys see that hole right there? So you can do close holes like this. See, it'll just close it up, and then hit Control W to put it in the same poly group. And then I can also do, since it's still symmetrical, I could do a mirror and weld, just so it's absolutely mirrored, because I want it mirrored. Yeah, let's do that. Mirror and weld. So that these are just kind of cleanup steps, okay? And it puts this weird kind of centerpiece in there. Now that I've kind of done this, I don't need to have my stroke this this dense, so I can just crank the density up to like a 2. I think I'll leave the density on these strands right here, but I'll smooth out the rest as a 2, because it's a little more dense than it used to be, but it's not as dense as I have it right here, like at a 1. I should say 0.1. But now I can kind of come in here and smooth these out together, and then clean up this jaw connection where it connects to the head pretty easily right here. See, this is why I like to have the wireframe turned on, because then I can see the density and what's actually happening here. After certain operations, when symmetry turns off, yeah, it throws everybody for a loop, honestly. Yeah, it throws me for a loop all the time. Right, Neil? Neil's constantly reminding me to turn symmetry back on. Yep, I used an Intuos for years and years and years. I only bought a Cintiq when I could afford it, or when the place that I worked for could afford it. I used a Intuos up until, you know, back when they were beige colored, all the way up to an Intuos 4. So when it was just a Wacom tablet, I think I still have it somewhere. It's like all yellowed. It's old. Okay, so I'm gonna build this nostril up, or the nose. Then it'll look less like a duck, hopefully, and more like a skull here. Hey, I'm doing well, thanks. What's up, Side Effects? How's it going? This is a little bit like, reminds me of Eddie from Iron Maiden. His nose is great. Okay, let's turn this off. I can also use a different shader to help me with my surface. I like this Zbrush modeling, and I like the Zbrush gray. They're both really nice to show you kind of some of the surface details and how it's working out or not working, as the case may be. Nice. Destiny 2 on PC or on what? Love that game. I haven't played it for a while though. Turn smooth down. And I want to put a little, whoops. I found if you use a second light as a low rim light, it helps show some of the back side shapes. There it is. Brennan throwing down the knowledge bombs. So if I go, I think this is matte cap though. Let me look. So if we do what Brennan says, we need to use a standard material, I believe, and not a matte cap. So let me try. So you just do, which light do you use, Brennan? Because each of these lights have different properties. I just wonder which one you use. The second to the right, okay. This guy. So, just like a rim. Okay, let's change to a standard material so we can actually see what's going on. Maybe basic. I'm gonna park this over here. Look at that red wax material. Why isn't it working? I have a standard material. I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't know why my lights aren't showing. Doesn't want to, I guess. That works. Okay. This one is working. Let's go to this one. Doesn't want to work. Oh, I got to turn it on, probably, like a dummy. There we go. I'm going to make it blue, just for funsies. So if you click on the light, it sends it behind the sphere, which is awesome. So see, if I click on it, forward. If I click again, it sends it to the back. Ooh, that's too much. Too much. Nice. Check that out. Yeah. Sweet, thanks, Brennan. We'll try that out for a minute. Even crank this up more. Yeah, I like it. Usually what I do for that, Brennan, is I have... Oh, did I not put it up here? Where did I put that? I thought it was on my interface. But you can turn shadow, like viewport shadows down to lighten up the shadows in the dark areas, which is cool too. But this is pretty dramatic. I like it. I dig it. Okay. Thanks, brother. It's in my menu. Oh, thanks, dude. You know my menu more than me. So, where is it? Mirror. Focal length, field. Oh, object shadow. So it's at the very, very bottom. So object shadow, see if I turn this down. See, well, the rim light is kind of counteracting what's going on, but you can see how it affects the object shadow. So you can turn that off. That's how I would get around that. But I kind of like this rim light better because it's all dramatic. Where's that normally located? It is in Render, Preview Shadows, Object Shadow. There you go. And that's a super fast way just to go boop, turn it down. Then you can see what lies in the shadows. Okay. Let's cut this stuff in now. I need to give him an ear. He doesn't have an ear yet. How can you hear? So I'm just kind of carving this out. Smoothing it down. See how it makes lumpies and bumpies really easy. So I can come in here with polish and just kind of clean up. Cranking the smooth up quite a bit. Okay, let's give him an ear. And this is a cool thing about Sculptors Pro too, is when I first started using ZBrush way back in the day, when I wanted more geometry, rather than adding primitive shapes, what I would do is I would mask stuff out like so. I just make a mask like this and then pull it out of the head. Now you can see that when I mask it out, you can see there's two different levels of detail. So I want the level of detail the same. So I'm going to undo that mask and come in here and smooth this out so it adds more detail in here. Then do it again. I kind of want the ear on a little bit, maybe a little closer. Okay. What's up, Tyler? Okay, so I'm just going to reverse the mask and then pull it out. Now, when I pull this out, what's going to happen is it's going to stretch the heck out of these polygons like this. See that? Right. It's going to be ugly. I could slowly pull it out with the snake hook brush or inflate. So if I used inflate and I inflated it out like this, it is going to add polygons as I pull it out. But it's too slow. I need it faster than that. So I'm just going to pull it out like this. And then with the mask still on, what I can do is then I can just use smooth and smooth it out, and it's just going to subdivide that up again. So it's going to give me usable geometry that I can then clear the mask and then just kind of clean it up, clean up the connection point. Looks like a reverse ear at the moment. And then just use my snake hook brush and just start to pull it around and shape it. So it's just kind of a fun, loose way of adding geometry without using primitive shapes. Just a different way of doing things. Is it right? Is it wrong? Nobody knows for sure. As long as your end result is what you want, that's all you should care about. But what I teach in my course is the primitive way, because it's just easier to visualize your shapes and stay out of the details. Because with Sculptors Pro wants you to put the details in as fast as possible, and that is the wrong way to do it. There is a wrong way, and that's the wrong way. You don't want to go throwing details in there. I mean, there is really no wrong way, but I don't recommend doing that, especially if you're new and starting out. Okay. Add that here up and just kind of fold it. The reason why, Alex, is because it's adding so much detail. And also make sure you don't have dynamic subdivisions turned on, because that will really slow down your machine. And then it's just there's different ways that you can speed it up while you're working with Sculptors Pro. And one of those is just to kind of keep your whole model even as you go. Not necessarily super even, but you don't want to go super high density when you're sculpting. That's why I turn off adaptive and I and I just kind of sculpt as I go with densities that's high enough that's going to keep the details without getting making my sculpt just be too high resolution. That's another way you can kind of keep it low and fast as far as like the interaction goes. And you can also decimate it too. So decimate basically says turn your model into triangles. A better organized or more efficient model when you decimate, and that will speed you up as well. So, Pravin, that is exactly what I'm saying. Sculptors Pro by its nature is messy. It's just messy. So you just have to be more careful. And that just comes with experience and just kind of working with it, you know. It's absolutely messy. That's why I don't recommend beginners using it, because they'll just get frustrated in a hurry because it's so messy. But the way I'm trying to combat the messiness is just to take my time, only put the details in where I need them at the time, and just yeah, just kind of just knowing that it's going to be messy and trying to avoid it, you know, going too crazy with it. Okay, I'm going to mask this part out and push it in. Yeah, Phil, I'm actually as you can see, I'm streaming to 3 places right now. I'm streaming to Facebook, Pixelogic's Facebook channel, Pixelogic's Twitch channel, and Pixelogic's YouTube channel. So I'm streaming to a service called Restream, and then from there it streams to 3 different places, which is super nice. So then Restream Chat is gathering the chat from all 3 streams, and that's what you're seeing on my screen. So you can see the little icon above my head. You can see it looks like it's actually overlapping. Let me move that a little bit. There we go. So yeah, the icon is showing you where the chat is coming from. So I'm just going to push this in and forward. Like this. Can Sculptors Pro be a substitute for Dynamesh? Absolutely. In a way. So Dynamesh does more of a quadded out mesh, where Sculptors Pro is triangles. And Dynamesh will have some triangles and Sculptors Pro will have some quads. But for the most part, Dynamesh is just it'll rebuild your mesh in kind of what's called voxels, a voxel state. This guy's ears. He's like a monkey. And it looks like, I need to zoom in here, but it looks like there's a hole in the top of his ear too. I need to zoom in on that. Maybe not. I kind of want to make a hole because it would be funny, but yeah, I'm just gonna make it normal, I think. Okay. So I'm going to grab this detail brush. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the hair yet. I don't know if I'm going to use fiber mesh or something else. Do this one like that. Turn this smooth down a little bit. And I love how kind of warbly his ear is, just because it's not normal. It's got all these like lumpies and bumpies on purpose. Looks like he's got a billion lobes. All the ear lobes. Okay, I don't want the ears to stick out quite that much, so I'm going to push him back into his head. It's kind of difficult without pushing in his head while pushing the ears into his head. I could mask it, I suppose, but there we go. And then I want to push the ear lobe in. Okay, sweet. Please show your favorite brushes. They're all along the bottom of my UI right here. And I give these brushes away for free if you want them. They're over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. I give away all these brushes. But these are the ones I use. That's why they're on my interface. Okay, let's see. But I use some more than others for sure. Hey Doom, what's up? Sculptors doesn't melt your geo together, right? It does not. Yeah, it doesn't fuse your mesh together. Unless you, I think, because there's also like Tessimate, and Tessimate is part of Sculptors Pro, which is like, excuse me, goodness, it's kind of like Sculptors Pro's version of Dynamesh. Okay, I'm gonna put these spines down here. That's too fast. Let's go to a 6, maybe. Man, that buildup is fast. And then give him his Adam's apple. Adam. I say that because Adam Munoa did this awesome concept. It's his apple. All right. I'm going to build up. Yeah, you're saying something behind the ear. I'm building up the cup right here. You got to be careful because ZBrush brushes are, they're essentially like spheres where the brush itself looks like it's a disc, right? That's floating on the surface, but it's actually a sphere. So if you have a really thin piece of geometry, you're going to affect both sides because the brushes actually act like a sphere instead. So you got to be careful about that. All right. Cut this in. Need to get some eyeballs in here. That rim light's really kind of fun to work with in a way. All right. Well, it looks like Facebook's chat is not popping up. So sorry if I haven't been looking at your chats here. How many years do you think a Cintiq Pro 32 would last with daily usage? I don't know. I've had mine for 3 years and it looks brand new, so I don't know. I want to learn anatomy, so can you help me to learn? So I have inside my course, I have a stylized anatomy section that I'm working on right now. So if you want to learn anatomy, it's in my course, not to pimp out my course, but oops. Yeah. And so far I'm kind of releasing the content as I go, and I'm just about done with the head. I have the ears and the eyes to go, but everything else is in there. This is pretty fun. Not gonna lie. Thanks, Neil. Okay. I want to pull out that center piece and put like the nose ring in it. It's kind of like just really thin. So I'm going to see if I can get away with just pulling it out. Then rotating it like this. And what's going to happen is, like, again, just like I did with the ear, it's going to stretch like this. So I'm going to take my smooth brush and just kind of go over it a little bit to clean that up. Do you always sculpt with one subtool poly group, or do you multiple? I usually do multiple. Well, I usually do it on one subtool while I'm blocking out my character, and then but sometimes I'll split it up depending on what I'm doing. Like usually I'll put the eyes in their own subtool, because anything I don't want to touch while I'm sculpting on one piece, like while I'm sculpting on this head, I don't want to accidentally sculpt the eyes, so I'll put them on a different subtool, if that makes sense. That's kind of how I do it. Okay. Speaking of eyes, I think I'm going to put some in now. Smooth that down just a bit. And then I want to curl. Yep. Oh, looks like the messages are popping back up over here. That's crazy that they weren't working for a minute. I don't know why. Okay, let's do eyes. Eyes. See, then I'll split them and then move them into place. Subdivide them a couple times. Okay. Man. Come on, throat, you can do it. Okay, something like that, I think. Okay. Now that I have the eye in place, I can react and kind of move this into place and make it thinner. Pull this out. I really like the hollow eye area and how it kind of goes up into that brow. Something like that. I like how his lip's kind of sticking out right there. And I think it'll really look better when he gets his teeth. He's like gummy zombie. Okay, let's see what kind of details we have. I'm gonna kind of add a few of those little socket things that go up into the skull a little bit. Oh, hey, Art. Art Toasty. How's it going? I am live indeed, and you caught me. Welcome. Okay, I'm losing volume on this here a little bit. Gotta be careful. No, life-size dolls, it will not. iPads are a different operating system, and they're just not powerful enough. Unfortunately. Maybe someday. I want it to be really narrow where his mouth is opening so wide. Pull this down. All right. John, you are welcome, sir. Let's do a save. Before I start on the teeth. And actually, before we do that, I want to mess with this this stringy mouth meat stuff, whatever it is. Maybe take the detail down just a bit to get a little cleaner line. There we go. Yes, you guys, it's my 100th episode today. So thank you for joining me on this momentous occasion. I appreciate you all, everybody's support. Okay, I'm gonna actually give him a throat. Pull this down and back here. Be careful not to cross through here. So close. Okay, I think we're good enough to start doing some gums and some teeth. Fun. All right. Yeah, there are some utilities that allow you to just kind of screw around on the iPad with sculpting, but Check those out for sure. It would be awesome if you could sculpt on the go. Okay, I'm gonna bring his brows way down even further. I just want that super mean look. Hey, what's up, CG Rifter? Yes, I am reading Twitch chat. What are you saying? Is there a way to make the active mesh semi-transparent? No, there's only well, yeah, not really. There's ways to make other geometry transparent, and that's just by clicking on this transparent button. But you can see it makes the eyes go transparent, but not the one that I'm working on. So you can use transparency to help you align stuff, but it's not going to work on the thing you're working on. Okay, I want to have this. I want to put some center eyebrow piece right here. Okay, what time we got? 1:17. All right. It's amazing how far you've gotten just over an hour. Yeah, thanks, Neil. I was thinking of the thought thing you did. Planning to get a Surface Pro 70 ZBrush on the go. That works. I have a Surface, and it works okay. It's just the monitor is a little small, so it works on the go, but I wouldn't recommend using it for your daily production, just because you want a bigger monitor for, you know, so you can see everything easily. I don't do my UV mapping inside of ZBrush, so I'm not gonna. I don't show UV mapping during my live stream. But if you're interested in UV mapping, I do teach it in my course. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out, and that's over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. The link's right up there. And in that course, I take you all the way from A to Z, all the way from nothing to finished game character using ZBrush along the way, like 90%. And then I show you how to use some other programs at the end to do UV mapping, retopology, presentation, that kind of thing. What do you advise for a freelance 3D artist who knows only ZBrush? I'm a bit struggle to get a job. Yeah, there aren't very many jobs that are just ZBrush. ZBrush is kind of, it's a program you want to use with other programs, because you don't really get final assets out of ZBrush unless you're doing toys or collectibles. If you're doing toys and collectibles, you can get final assets out of it. But if you're doing film or television, then you typically need to take it elsewhere to finish it up. Okay. Well, since this is a Pixelogic live stream channel, I tend not to talk about other software. But if you really want to know, and I hate to talk about it even more, but you can go watch the presentation about my course, and I talk to you about what other software I recommend. But there's a lot, and you don't have to use any. It's kind of program agnostic. You can use whatever you want, really. Okay. Thanks, Neil. Yep, that's true too. I don't give everything away. Okay, so let's get some gums in here. I'm going to split this off into its own. Yep, and you can use, that's another thing, thanks Brandon, you can use Blender in my course. It's not recommended, but it's possible. And Brandon's a shining example of that. Okay, I'm gonna hide this. Okay, so aloha, how's it going, Harry? I'm just gonna kind of Armstronging these gums into place. Just having these gums kind of hang out a little bit. Okay, let's get some, I want to do like asymmetrical teeth all over the place. Before I do that, I want to duplicate these gums down below. Move these down, and they'll become the lower gums. This is my work smarter, not harder. Approach. Gotta be careful not to pop them out the back there. Dislocated jaw. Okay. Now he's really wanting some dentures. Where's my dentures? Ah. Okay. John, yes. Partially. Like show several different things you can use, so that's one of them. Okay, let's see. X. I'm just going to kind of pull in some gums. Gum holes. Sockets. Let's call them sockets. I think that's what they're called. Once I get the teeth in here, I can really edit them. I'll show you here in a second. Be patient. Patience. These are not like real teeth, so they're going to be all over the place. Okay, let's go for this first one. Done. Perfect. Ship it. Let's see, I'm going to go a little smaller on the detail there. Okay. Did you start? Yeah, Harry. Today's stream. Yeah, that has yet to be seen, eh? Okay, let's see. Split unmask points. Then that way I can edit the gums without editing the tooth. Like that. So then I can have it go way up in the gums. And let's do this. I can kind of do this. And smooth it down. Fun. Now he's tooth. It's my tooth. All right. Then just hold down Control, drag it over like this, and then just do another one. Rotate it, offset it, turn it, mold it, push it, twist it, pull it. And go back to the gums. Come on, gums. There we go. Back to detail. Cut it in. Like that. Just keep going. Bop it. Actually want these teeth a little pointier. Let's pull these up. Go back to the gums and do the same thing with this. Because I really like these receding gum lines. Clear up there. All pointy and crazy. Thanks, Graphic Hustler. All right, thank you so much. Thanks for joining me. 100th episode. Crazy, right? Hey, Ahmed, how's it going? I kind of like how this one's twisted. These gums are going clear down inside. You can also use inflate on these teeth. Like to get them closer together. Or just move. Just to kind of close the gap a little bit. Then you can come down here if you want to do a pinch and put a harder edge on the edge. A little strong. There we go. It's a lot of fun for sure. Sculptors Pro, there's like no limitations. I like how he's missing a tooth in this one. So it's just a socket. Let's see how we're looking. Okay, they need to come further down for sure. And his lip is like higher up. So let's do a mixture of both. I'll bring his lip up a little bit. Whoops. Show those out. And then kind of curl it around a little bit more. I just use the fact that I'm in front of you to tell you how much I love you when what you're doing. How are you today? Thank you, Tromwell. I'm great. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me today. 100th episode. Can you believe it? I keep saying that, but can you believe it? 100. Pulling that cheek out. I could color him green. We could do that. Why did somebody make an angry face? Are you angry that it's 100 episodes? 100 episodes. This to sweep back. Okay, I do want to add some color just for fun. Let's do it. Let's see, where's a good green? Right here, maybe. Let's fill. Let's go back. I don't think skin shade 4. Oh, crazy. Yeah. That's that light that I put back there. You can switch it off and it looks like this. I didn't know skin shade 4 worked with lights. I'll turn that back on and edit it just a little bit. It's not working very well. Thanks, Ahmed. Okay. Let's do... I just want to just put some more colors in there. Make these pink. Colors eye. And his teeth. Well, let's see. I want them to be that color. And then I can use the fall off brush to add some fall off to them. Okay. I'm gonna blast the back of his eyes with this color too. Maybe not this color, let's grab this color. All right. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Top of his nose seems to be even with the... Oh, you're talking about like, yeah, squish that together more? No, that's a good call. I'll do it. Like, bring this down even more. even more angry. And then raise this up even more. Yeah. Hold on. I think I went a little too crazy there. Let me... Gotta nudge. Don't want to get too crazy. Okay, let's run a little bit of detail in there. There we go. And then I want to run, see this really harsh line right here? I'm missing it right there. So I'm going to cut this up in there. Whoops. Cut it. Cut it. That's better. Thanks, John. Okay, let's make his nose. More squared off. Tighter, pinch. Sorry for the software question, but just curious, do you use Substance Painter or Keyshot and why? Keyshot for rendering, yes. Substance Painter for texturing, yes. Because they do their jobs well. And you can use those right alongside ZBrush, and they work wonderfully. Yep, I love to use ZBrush or Keyshot for rendering. It just makes a super nice, like a marketing shot. Or if I want to sell prints on ArtStation or something like that, Keyshot's the way to go. This ridge, but I want a lip. Let's crank this up. Too funny. Yeah. Okay, we can do some more colors on this, some more gradients and stuff. I love adding colors, so you know, I always tend to like get ahead of myself doing it, and I don't care. That's a little, it's so fast. Let's see, maybe a little down here, a little here. Some around the eyes before I put the purple in. Yeah, they really do. I gotta get that tongue in there too. That. Okay, we're gonna put this color up in his mouth, but we're gonna then do pink too, or the red color. Can you create a custom primitives in ZBrush? Yeah, you can. So this brush right here, I made all of these primitives in ZBrush. I actually made this brush, and I give this brush away for free if you want it. It's at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. Go grab it for free. Get up underneath there. So as far as the skin goes, like these, see how it's like pushed in and there's like these fleshy holes, whatever. I'm gonna do that in layers. So we'll see how that goes later in a minute. Yeah, they are insert multi-mesh brushes. Yep. They definitely are. Just this one, though. And it's primitives. So they're all made of quads, so there's no triangles. And that's what I use to block out my characters. Yeah, IMM stands for insert multi-mesh. Do I use Maya for rigging? I haven't rigged a character in years and years and years. So when I did rig characters, I used Maya. It's like that meme. I don't often use rig characters, but when I do, I use Maya. Okay, let's get back to those teeth, shall we? Colors at the initial stage cannot distort the volume and final result of the sculpture in general. So to me, colors have weight to them. And I like to get some color just kind of on my character just initially so I can start reacting, right? So that's kind of why I put on colors sooner than like some of my sculpting friends that are professionals, like so just so I can see. I just like getting colors on there. That's my thing. Trumel, you're welcome. So just modify basic primitives to create custom primitives as IMM brushes. You can. Ashish, there might be an Ask ZBrush about how to make insert multi-mesh brushes. So just do a Google search for Ask ZBrush IMM, and you can see how to make them. I don't have time to demo it right now, or else I would, but that's how I would go about it. Just kind of search for that. Go. I'm just gonna duplicate these. Are you gonna paint the retinas? I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I have not decided. But it doesn't look like I'm gonna get to that today. I just want to get my goal is to get the teeth in at least, and the tongue. Always, not always, but most of the time. I like how that one is kind of sharp that's sticking out there. Like on this guy, I really didn't. I only just started with the sphere. I blocked it out a little bit using primitives, but not too much. It's almost 4 a.m. here. Jacob, go to bed. No, I appreciate it. Get some sleeps. Okay, let's edit these better, these gums now. So you can block out all the teeth and then go back and do the gums, or do the gums while you're doing them, or it doesn't matter, honestly. I'm gonna hide this though. It's all recessed in there. Just leave like a really deep socket right here. So it's obviously missing a tooth right there. Ahmed, no, because I want asymmetry. I don't want these teeth symmetrical. Because symmetry is boring, asymmetry is good. Okay, I'm gonna pull this tooth out, make it kind of sharp. Let's do a better job than that, shall we? Turn on topological so it only affects that tooth. There we go. I don't know what I just hit. Let's make these a little more jaggedy. Maybe this way. Sure, that works. Okay, teeth. Let's see them. They're even a little more exposed too. Let's pull both the teeth and the gums forward together. Okay, I'm gonna mask this head off. Grab this, turn on the pizza boxes and move them together. Toofs, the teeth. Right, Ahmed, but I want the count off. I don't even want the count the same. I mean, I ended up making the same count, but I didn't mean to. Okay. Are you doing any work as an animator, or you just do character modeling? Is it good to do 2 different jobs or just focus on one type of job? So I was an animator for 5 years of my career. And it helps, sure, it's fun. It's fun to change, switch up jobs and stuff like that. I kind of animated characters out of necessity because of the company I was working for needed characters animated and I wanted to learn, so I did. And I ended up liking it, but I always came back to character modeling because I just liked it so much. And I've spent 15 years modeling characters and then five years animating. Maybe 16 years now. I did motion capture and rigging and all sorts of stuff too. I like what Mitch Leeway did with pushing the shapes, and it's asymmetrical in the last one. Yeah, asymmetry. That's where you always want to end up. But you can do it however you want. You can either put asymmetry in after or before or during or whatever. Doesn't matter. All right. Okay, and then in the final pose, I'll rack his skull back even more and stretch that jaw out even more, and exaggerate and turn his head and add asymmetry that way. It's almost time to go, but before we do that, I just wanted to show you how I would do the kind of this skin stuff, and what I'm probably going to do with it is I'm just going to do like, I'll turn off symmetry and just do spots like this. Hold on a second. Let me smooth this area out to give me more resolution. And then kind of make just an area. I can't do this. Come on. Something like this, invert the mask, and then just hold down Alt and tap on the surface, and your gizmo will pop to that area, and then just kind of push it in. And then, let's see. Then I can smooth this out. Something like this. And then I can go grab a color and just paint it in right here. Okay, and then you can just do like cut in some detail. Like, looks like there's muscles going on in there. Something like that. And then I could take this, like this darker green color, like here, and just kind of paint around the interior of this. If I wanted to. Just leave a little, just a little edge. Whoops, something like that. I don't know, kind of fun. Dynamesh and then divide for lower subdivision levels. Is that possible? Not with this, because I'm using Sculptors Pro. So basically what I would do with this is probably Z-remesh it. And then go from there, and then subdivide that, and then reproject the details. Why in your latest user interface that we can download, we do not have all the brushes down as you currently have? You should. Just follow the instructions and they're all there. This is exactly what I give away, exactly. Just this right here, including all these brushes. So they're all in there. Just if they're not showing up, that means the brushes aren't in the proper location where ZBrush is looking to get them. So make sure you have them in the right location. Okay. Looks like his gums are sticking out. I must have moved these to the side or something. Let's see what's up with these. Let's mirror it. And then mirror and weld it. I don't know what's up. Did I move this thing? Huh. Let me turn off local symmetry and then do it again. There we go. Oh, it's weird. Whoops. Turn this off. There we go. Back in business. Okay. So Dynamesh and divide again for lower subdivision levels. If not using Sculptors Pro, no. Dynamesh is a lot like Sculptors Pro, where it's going to rebuild the surface, and you typically do not use subdivision levels with Dynamesh. Dynamesh is its own thing. So you want to use subdivision levels with a very low resolution mesh, not a Dynameshed mesh. I know it's confusing. Okay. Now with this, just for the sake of speed, I'm going to duplicate these teeth and then center. Hey, what's up, Charlie? Yeah, it looks like I accidentally moved everything. It's easy to do with when I have the pizza boxes turned on, because that's essentially transpose all selected subtools. So it looks like I accidentally moved everything a little bit off. So let me move these over and then mirror and weld them. Oh, multiple subdivision levels. Oh well, that's all right. Ah, close enough. All right. I don't know what happened there. Unless I accidentally moved this. Nope, that's still down the center. Okay. Just the eyes. Okay. Let me do auto groups on these and add an extra tooth there. And an extra tooth here. That's good. Right, Ruth? Got to pay attention to that. All right. Always brush, kids. Always floss. Don't end up like Mr. Zombie. Let's square this off and turn it in. Tried to do Brooke. Had a hard time trying to scopy his afro here. Are you talking about Scopy or Sculptors Pro? Or are you trying to sculpt his afro hair? Let's see here. So with afro hair, I suggest make a if you can, try and make a curly, like a custom curl brush. You can also find them online. There's one that I like. on Funky Bunnies 3D. It's the Mac-On curl brush, I think it's called. Let me try and find it. Ugh. Let's see. Funky Bunnies. No. Funky Bunnies. I always do that. 3D. Don't forget the 3D on the end. And then go to Tools. Then down here is ZBrush brushes. And there's a curly brush right there. It's not really meant for afros, but you could probably get away with it using, there's a bunch of curls right here that are really good. You can try that. I've used it for curly hair before like that, for afros and stuff. Okay. Were you saying upper lip should be, oh yeah. I could do that really fast. Just pull it down a little bit. Looks like it got away from me a little bit. Just pull it down. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, I think I'm gonna be done for now for today. This is 2 hours of sculpting. Pretty happy with it. Thanks for joining me for my 100th episode, you guys. Crazy. It's been 100 episodes. Can't believe it myself. 100. Centennial. And I'm not going to be streaming next Monday. I'll be moving to my new home. I just built a house. I'll be moving. I'm not looking forward to that. But, and then after that, hopefully I'll have my new studio set up and have better camera instead of this white background that looks like an old Apple commercial. And better lights and a better microphone that doesn't echo so bad. So anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for joining me on my 100th episode. Again, if you want to learn how to do this stuff, I teach it over on my course. That's all I do for full time is I teach online. I teach you how to do this stuff. You can go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com to get started. And I also give away this user interface and my brushes for free. You can go check those out. And happy sculpting, happy Halloween. And yeah, wish you the best. And I'll see you next time when I sculpt again. All right, take care. Cheers. Bye, everybody. And thanks again, Neil, for all the links. Take care. See ya.